We are joined by Dave Jones following a 3-1 loss to Nelson in the league. Dave, obviously Nelson overnight won this today in what many deemed as an important game at this stage of the season. What did you make of the performance today?
Obviously it was an important game. We knew before it was an important game. Everyone here knew it was an important game, both sets of teams and fans. Obviously disappointed with the result and the outcome of the game. The performance levels, I don't think they were great. I think probably first 10 minutes looked right, but was probably too back to front too quick. Billy Priestley at the back for them, Man Mountain, outstanding, wins everything. We knew that, and we probably had to do a bit more control of the game, and didn't quite to do that. The sending off changes the game, because you're still in it. It's 0-0, you're still in it. George makes a poor decision. That's 2 in 2 weeks. Lance makes a poor decision last week. George makes a poor decision, and it just kills us. You're down to 10. They scored off the free kick right before half time, and it's really difficult. It's really difficult for the lads in there because they're working so hard. They're operating at the max, and it's a lot to come through. But we didn't deserve anything out of the game today. We definitely didn't. The only slight hope we had was I thought we had a good shout for the penalty at 1-0 to Nelson in the second half, but we didn't get that one either. So you've got to dust yourself down, mate, and go again.
Obviously, moving back to the sending off, George Chadwick headed back for an early shower just before the interval, like you said, and Nelson taking the advantage from that. Was this one of the key factors in today's loss, do you think?
I think it definitely changes the game. Again, it's not an excuse. People might listen and think, oh, excuse, but it's not. We've lost 3 home games here this year. All 3 of them we've lost with 10 men, and we've had to play with 10 men, by the way, for over 50 minutes in all of them. That's a fact. George's one, just disappointing. He's actually dealt with the long ball really well. He's kneed it back to Joe. Joe's coming to claim it, and then he just catches Max. He gives the referee, a decision to make, and the referee makes the right decision. I've watched it back, it's the right decision. He sends him off, so it changes it because they scored directly off the free kick, and then we just never really looked like creating anything all afternoon. They dealt with everything well. They were efficient in what they'd done, and they totally deserved the 3 points.
Last week, obviously, we was talking about the Lance sending off, and you discussed your tactical mindset behind that. What do you think was different today compared?
I think Nelson are defensively more sound than Exton today. I think they were. They still played on the front foot in the second half as well, so it was difficult for us, and didn't seem to quite be able to put our foot on the ball and pick up pockets of space where we can control the game and bring it to our tempo. Everything had to go back to front. You look at a chance that Tom Romano got in down the side. Tom's isolated on his own because can't get bodies to support. And it's not a criticism of the lads, mate. I just said to the lads in there, I can't fault them. They give 110% every training session, every single week, and that'll continue from now right to the end of the season. That won't change. But when you're doing it with 10 men against 2 playoff sides, 2 top 5 sides over 45 minutes, you just can't do it, and that's something that we've got to learn from. We've got to learn from quick.
Next we have a quadruple of away games, and with our current form, it kind of leans in the favour of that. Is this a good opportunity to get back to winning ways, do you think?
Yeah, of course it is, because you can't do anything about it. The reality is we played the last 2 weeks and we picked up 0 points. That's the reality of the situation. Like I said, the lads have give everything. They're not caved in, they give everything. Circumstances have changed both games, and we have to bounce back now next week. There's no other option. You can't sit there and feel sorry for yourselves. There's no time for that. You've got 8 games to go to get as many points on the board as possible, and I promise you now, that group in there, they're giving 110%. They'll continue to give 110% between now right to the end of the season. Whether the season ends on April the 12th or whether the season goes into the playoffs, this group won't stop, and you've seen that over the last 18 months, and that'll continue for the rest of the season here.
Cheers, Gaffer.
Thank you. Tommy.
Nice one.